Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333, and welcome back to the New Order Last Days of Europe, Dreams of Federation as Novosibirsk. In the last video, we got the East back, or at least our anything we can really get in the East, including Vladivostok, which I'm very proud of personally. I think we did very well there. But from here, and that was probably the easy part. The hard part is coming soon. And so we got some wars to prepare for. So first, let's prepare the western defenses. Novgorod made it clear that we'd be foolish to not prepare any defenses for the war ahead. Our western border is vulnerable to German advances, lacking the necessary fortifications to hop a potential advance in our lands in their tracks. We must begin mobilizing the nation and prepare for war. So yeah, when you're surprised that you cracked German ciphers, the country will not forget its ciphers cracked. It's true. But yeah, shit, what's starting to act up? I'm gonna take that shoe off, give it a bit more breathing room. Daniel was pouring concrete to form the base of a minor communications bunker when he began to feel it. The sky was too wide, too blue, too sunny. Perfect flying conditions for a German fighter. The horizon was clear, and he knew the Federation Air Force was too powerful to allow Luftwaffe to simply waltz into Russia and strafe him. But every time he turned his back, he could feel the bullets ripping through his skin. Wait, was that the one of a diving airplane? The slightest breeze set him on edge. Daniel's hands began to tremble. He felt nauseous and weak, like he'd been deprived of food for a week and then forced to run a marathon. His heart pounded out of his chest and he couldn't get enough air. Why couldn't he breathe? Daniel doubled over, gasping for air. Sweat poured from his brow into his thick beard. He held out a hand to steady himself and collapsed in the dirt. Brother? Brother, can you hear me? Someone's slapping him. Odd. You! Call for an ambulance now! Who are you? I'm Father Dmitri E. Panin. Are you well, my son? Can you breathe? Daniel shook his head in the affirmative. His voice was barely whispered. I couldn't. The sky? Father Panin frowned. I understand, my son. Luftwaffe was no kinder to the people of Guinea than your home. I see in you the same terror that afflicts all Russians. But do not despair. Christ is with you, and he will not allow his flock to come to harm. Daniel's wise eyes filled with tears. I'm afraid, Father. Father Panin simply nodded. Fuck, now my other foot's asleep. God fucking damn it. I know, I'm afraid too. Let me pray for you. He placed his right hand on Daniel's forehead, wiping away the sweat and muck that crowned him. Father Almighty, bless this man as he labors for the protection of others. Save him from the snares and temptations of Satan, and shield his back from all wounds and iniquities. Make your presence known to him, that he may be comforted by your love. In the distance, the whine of an ambulance grew louder. Saint Dimphna, great worker wonder, in every affliction of mind, I humbly implore your intercession with Jesus through Mary. In this man's hour of need, do not leave his side. Martyr of purity, patroness of suffering, pray to them for this man to obtain my request. Ora pro nobis. Okay, now next let's go ahead and build up some airfields. I'm just looking at what else was there. Let's build up airfields. It won't matter how many MiG-23s and Yak-28 PPs the Federation has produced to face Luftwaffe in the skies if we lack the airfields required to our vast fleet. Bagration is recommending that we expand the existing airfields in Russia as quickly as possible. That's a typo. If we lose the war in the air, we lose the war, and we lose it quickly. Well, that's what Kev was telling me. I think Kev would like to have a word with you all. Let me give a speech. Because I know it's a pie chart adjust. Okay, it is tied to the pie chart. That is good to know. Goddamn military genius. Fucking Sun Tzu, laddie. Improved academic base. Wonderful. Man, I just realized this is going to be the last TNO game where I ever, where at least that I play, that I'm going to see this. Because Toolbox Theory is supposed to drop Sunday. Or not Sunday, Saturday. Man. To win a modern war, one must have control of the skies. To control the skies, one must have fighters. To have fighters, one must have airfields, and so it shall be. For to win the war against Germany, one must win the war in the sky. As such, a major public works project to rebuild old airfields and upgrade current one is now underway. The Soviet Air Force, despite its immense size, was destroyed by Luftwaffe in the Second World War and later in the West Russian War. We must not repeat the same mistakes they have made 3 times in a row. Already brave men have answered Mother Russia's call and joined the Air Force to bring glory to our land and freedom to our people. We shall dominate the skies, we shall crush the Germans, we shall free our people, we shall reclaim our land, and we shall bring justice to our comrades who died before. War is more than just boots on the ground, but a combined effort. Next, guard our northern flank. As we make our defensive preparations for becoming war of Germany, our advisors have pointed out one of the Federation's great weakness, the Barents Sea. If Germans will undoubtedly have naval superiority throughout the war, may use this advantage to exploit our northern weakness to breach our northern coastline. We must take necessary measures to reinforce northern Russia and ensure that the Germans make no further than the cold shores of Arkhangelsk. It would be a bold strategy, Cotton, I'm not going to lie, but I don't know if they could do that. I would be curious to see, though. Hey, man, this is I mean, I'm guessing we're still going to have this to some degree. Same with all this, but it's not just the ticks every month. It brings a tear to my eye. Just thinking about it. Two, three. And they did pull off invading Norway, something you really shouldn't have been able to pull off. True. That's not a bad point. So, kind of have that going. Finland, I think, is going to stay out of the pact. I think. I don't think they... If they were going to join the pact, they would have, I'd think. Our AA will blot out the sun. Indeed. Guys, we have so many fucking civilian factories. Let's just do fucking this. This is fucking the Maginot Line times fucking 80. Extended over a fucking more ridiculous border. There we go. Black sun falls before the Russian SAM. Truly. Lessons from Barbarossa. We've learned from the mistakes that have been made during Operation Barbarossa. The Wehrmacht has not changed since the West Russian War. We know what to expect, and more importantly, how to stop them in their tracks. We will not be caught off guard by the Germans again. We will not fail. I can't fucking believe it. I traveled from Alexieva to stare at a fucking ocean. Sergeant Barakat Klimov merely grunted. The old man sat, eating a sandwich, barely offering Orlkov his attention at all. You know, if the Germans do invade us from the sea, we'll both be killed. Our job is to run before they land, kid. I'm not a... Oh. Our job is to run before they land, kid. I'm not a kid. I'm a soldier with the Federation. If those fascist dogs dare to lay a foot upon my nation's soil, I'll shoot the bastards where they stand. You lied about your age when you volunteered. No, I didn't. I'm 19, Sergeant Klimov. Then tell me, which warlord controlled West Russia before the Federation invaded? That's not a good time to call Dom. God damn it. Georgy Melenkov? You're full of shit. I can smell it on your breath. Klimov turned it to face Sergeant Kolkov, sandwich dripping tomato juice in the sparse glass. When I fought for West Siberian People's Republic, I was stationed in Zlatovsk. This gang, the Aryan Brotherhood, seized Perm. A couple months later, they started testing our borders. A raid here, a feint there, an assassination there. I was reassigned to Lisiva. By the time I arrived, the Aryans had already captured the city. You know what they did? Volkov shook his head no. They went through the city, rounded everyone up, and cut their heads off. Then left them to starve. Have you ever seen a 2-year-old screaming for her parents with no fucking hands? Sergei said nothing. His stomach had already turned upside down. The Germans did worse than that during the Great Patriotic War. Be thankful you don't have to see such things in your dreams. Well, shit. That got uncomfortable quick. Jill Venga, nervously sweating. Well, they integrated Poland, kinda. You got this guy. Andrei walked in front of a long row of T-72s as he held a notepad, inspecting each tank with care. They were in good condition, more than ready for the field. Whoever designed them must have been a genius, Andrei thought to himself as he checked off another tank. He heard shuffling footsteps and turned back to see a much older man in uniform, looking upon the tanks with curiosity in his eyes and a cane in his hand. Andrei watched him for a moment before setting his clipboard aside and approached the elder. Excuse me, sir, I don't think I've seen you before. Do you have clearance to be up here? The older man turned to Andrei and smirked. How can a veteran look upon the tanks that will be driven to the west by the young? Andrei noticed several medals pinned to the man's uniform and nodded slowly. My apologies, I didn't know. The veteran tapped one of the tanks with his cane and grinned. If we had these during the wars against the Germans, we would have made it to Berlin within weeks. Andrei chuckled. Preparing for the fight ahead, we'll be back in Moscow in no time. I can promise you that. The veteran put his hand on Andrei's shoulders. I don't doubt it, young man. Suppose these guys we will do. You guys will do an offensive line into there. I doubt Iran has that much. When it comes to troops, they have an okay amount, but we could probably hold it. It's time for the Federation to speak to the Reich. Directly to the Reich. The world must never forget the unforgivable crimes they inflicted upon the Russian people and the peoples of Europe for 40 years. We will forever condemn the Reich and will never forgive the Nazis who had enslaved the Germans into submission and forced their brutal vision upon Europe. Daryl Wenger always sounded like a sort of 30s era toy. I don't know why. Daryl Wenger. Still was a bastard. Oh yeah, definitely. To the deranged leadership of the Greater German Reich, your country, once one built on the spilt blood of so many innocents and enslavement of millions, is a disgrace to human civilization. The country that your people are conditioned to adore and love is a sorry excuse for a civilized state, and you dismiss such accusations, pinning the various failures of your nation on the subhumans you have pledged and failed to exterminate. Your state, the supposed beacon of light for a non-existent master race, is merely a dirty chessboard, another battlefield for the slave master, butchers, and puppeteers to consolidate the power, while we have a German toils every day. How can a country created to provide a utopia for its master race not even be capable of fulfilling such a basic goal? Why should it continue to exist? The citizens of Russia have not forgotten the many injustices our people have had to endure for the past 3 decades. Our country was once a melting pot of cultured people from Europe to Asia that was brutally crushed by your hordes, all for prospective dream of living space that was never fully realized. Soon you shall face the long-awaited consequences for the abomination you have created, the tortured cry of Eastern European justice. The tortured of Eastern Europe cry for justice, and justice will come. I thought that was weird and misworded, but that actually makes sense. Never mind. Without warmth, the president of the Russian Federation, Vasily Shukshin. After 20 years, the Russian bear roars proudly once again. Okay, we are mobilizing the Federation. Greeting, comrade. How are ya? About to put your tanks to good use, my friend. Defeat the Nazi menace. We must complete the Federation's transition into war economy. Factories, key industrial sectors will be nationalized and all production reorganized for conflict against the Nazi superpower. The entire Russian economy will transform from simple tools and products to weapons of total warfare, which will be necessary to liberate the Muscovite people from the chains of oppression. That works. Oh, okay, there we go. We will do a tank rush to Moscow. You are here. We will go ahead and have you do an offensive into there. You guys do an offensive there. You guys here can go that way, and you guys push in, take North Moscow. Let's do a Blitzkrieg of our own. The Germans invaded when the Germans invaded the Soviet Union in 1941, they overwhelmed the unprepared Red Army with their massive assault of tanks, planes, and mechanized divisions, using the Blitzkrieg to overwhelm Belarus and Ukraine and seize our sacred Moscow. They caught us off guard, but not this time. This time will be the all-Russian army that overruns the Wehrmacht with such speed and ferocity that we will have the Wehrmacht fleeing west in panic and fear that the Russian army once had known. Recommend putting tanks in packs of 2. Okay. We'll start pushing and then we'll see from there. Throughout Siberia, across the Ural Mountains, from one bank of the Blue Volga to the other, Federation is awakening. Like a giant awoken from 1,000 years of slumber, it stirs fitfully and rises to its enormous feet with the strength of a mountain. In Gorky and Chelyabinsk, Samar and Sverdlovsk, great forges are heated by the ignition of Russian hopes and dreams. The people of those cities work day and night, churning out hundreds if not thousands of tanks ready to charge into Saxony. In Irkutsk and Omsk, young men kiss their sweethearts or their wives goodbye. They give of themselves to fulfill a duty of their nation, their loved ones, to build a world where their families can be free. In Tumen and Novosibirsk, veterans of air warfare and greenbacks alike take to the skies, flying practice sorties over the snowy plains of Siberia. From above, it all seems so small. In Kamchatka and Arkhangelsk, veterans of the Red Navy set aside their politics to battle for the liberation of millions. Their only wish is that they could have won under Bukharin. They weep for the souls lost in the Second World War, every man and woman and child burned by the white-hot rod of slavery since those dark days began. In Vernaduns and Kazan, men of not of Russia, prepare to take up arms. Their sacrifice will be remembered as the greatest of all in the decades to come. In Ukraine, the Caucasus Mountains, old men dig up rifles long buried. Their units, their brothers, have been decimated 4 times over. The old men don't expect to live to the end of the Second West Russian War, but their roar of defiance will shake Atlas's weary arms. In the presidential palace, President Shukshin waits patiently, his eyes to the west. Soon the Federation will be going to war once more. The Federation will be ready for the struggle's end. We shall not enter Altagator's hall with words of fear upon our lips. Think of encirclements you can make. Right, encirclements, all that good stuff. Okay. Do we still have our majority, looks like. Yeah, we're getting ready to wonder. The Tukhachevsky update is going to be fun, I'd imagine. When the Wehrmacht stormed France and later Russia, they changed warfare forever with the revolutionary doctrine, the name of which is enough to instill fear and flashbacks to even the most hardened of veterans. Blitzkrieg. The goal is quite simple: advance into enemy territory as fast as possible, tanks and other armored vehicles storm the border in the beginning hours of war, followed by air raids on infrastructure and military targets before mobilized infantry rushes in to clean up the mess. What about our industries? Can they keep up with the demands? Shukshina asked, looking over at Chernenko. Our industrial capacity has grown tremendously in recent years. In contact with heads of Phoenix and Sibir, they've told me their industries are up to the task. Vasily glanced over to Prokrishkin. The Averett had a reserved expression on his face, thinking deeply to himself. How are we doing, professionals? I could be doing better. Did you have anything to add, Alexander? We're really doing this, he muttered, walking over to the war map. I fear for the future, Vasily. I'm not sure what the outcome of all this will be, but I've learned to put my faith in you and of course, I don't doubt the abilities of Novikov and Kirchenko. I like our odds, Vasily. I think we've got a chance this time around, Alexander explained, turning back to the three men in the room. The rider smiled, placing a hand on the Avery's shoulders. Victory will be all ours, old friend. I promise. And now, for liberation of all Russians. After years of suffering and humiliation at the hands of the Nazi Reich, the Federation is ready to step westward and liberate the occupied lands under the domination of the fascist state. It's time to do what we have promised to our people for the liberation of all Russians. Let's fucking go. I should have got more water. God damn it. Here they come. Vasily stared longingly in the rows of trees in front of him. Some primal urge within him just wanted to run in there and reclaim Russia single-handedly. Although he hadn't seen such Russia, neither had his parents either. But he was willing to make sure his generation would not be able to not grow up in some backwater town in Siberia. He wanted to save the Russian people and the Russian homeland, to reclaim what was stolen from them by the fascist powers that be. Thinking about all that had come from living in Novosibirsk, he thought of the fledgling technocratic government shooting into the stars by controlling the anarchy around it, securing its far eastern possessions. The air now was tense and thick, with a slight splattering of rain slicking down off his boots and coating the grass in a soft dew. The border itself didn't even seem imposing. It was pathetic, even. The distance of a small outpost one could see with binoculars, but other than that, it was no wonder so many could even get in and out so easily. Vasily thought of maybe just putting a foot over the border in a childlike notion. How was dashed with a stronger voice inside him drove him back. Leaning on a tree, he looked down at his watch. 14:56, it read on the arm. Time was near, and the fate of Russia hung deep upon him. The countless generations had gained or lost by this would be insurmountable. The history of the world would be changed, as the idea of his hegemony over Europe would soon be able to be slowly taken apart. It's now or never. The Russian Federation has declared war on the Greater German Reich. And there's no turning back now. Time has finally come. From our humble beginnings as a breakaway of Central Siberian Republic to reunification of Russia has all led to this moment to make a safe, smart idea. We are now at war with Germany. The road ahead will be costly and many lives will be lost, but in the end we will achieve what President Shukshina sought from the moment he took office: the liberation of all Russians from tyranny. This may very well be Russia's last war. We risk everything we hold dear in our hearts in this coming conflict. Let us battle our old foe one last time and give them a fight they'll remember Final war. Well, I think we're going to start with our tanks at the very least. Yeah, okay, Brittany's been called in. That's interesting. The world remains shocked as the president of the newly formed Russian Federation, Vasily Shukshin, declared war on the Greater German Reich and the Reichskommissariat. The president stated the need to liberate Eastern Europe from German oppression to right the wrongs made so long ago. The Reich has proclaimed a declaration of war, has begun a process of mobilization against their old Eastern foe, stating that they would, quote, destroy the all-Russian army within only a few weeks. The world hold on to breath as the two greatest rivals in all human history, both armed with nuclear weapons, battle out for what very well be the last war humanity shall ever fight. For the liberation of all Russians. The strong in this world will know everything. Shame and torment and self-judgment and the joy of enemies. Vasily Shukshin. Forwards, Russia. I'm digging the music and I left my fucking email open. That's my bad. How are we doing air-wise? Wasn't some planes already, it seems. Oh, we already overran some guys. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh! That is brutal. I love it. Well, it looks like you guys are good to push in, so, actually, it doesn't even say you can't push in. Yes, you did, Turtle. Yes, you fucking did. I don't know if I ever doubted you, but, the hype is real. Oh, look, they're, sending little missiles out. It's cute. Let's get more fighters. Spam as many fucking fighters as we can. Air superiority. Come on, boys. The blue order, that's cute. They're calling in Slovakia. Uh-oh. Might want to be careful of Slovakia, boys. That'll be a real... Oh, Jesus. Oh. What's a 9/11 versus... Oh, my God! Oh, my God. We've lost 911 men. They've lost 380,000. Oh, my God. This is embarrassing. I feel bad for them. Shukshin using aimbots. Using the old classic Russian strategy of rushing B. What can I say? We're doing all this with one... Well... That's these guys' call. It's their move. Oh my god. Holy shit. This... Imagine Borman getting those casualty reports, taking a read and just phasing out of existence. 1,000 year, maybe 1,000 week at this rate. If even that. Oh, Jesus. So another focus. Finest war machines blaze into German holdings, ready to liberate Moscovian. In airfields all around West Russia, plane after plane take off, ready to sacrifice their lives to defend the brave ones march, fighting the menace on foot. In Arkhangelsk, the Russian fleet set sail. To defend the brave ones fighting the menace on foot. In Arkhangelsk, the Russian fleet... I'm going to text my friend real quick. Arkhangelsk, the Russian fleet set sail, getting ready to defend our hard-won Arctic holdings. Millions march with strict precision, rifles aimed forward, killing all who stand in our way. Of course, every tank needs fuel. This is why ramping up equipment is our only option if we want to keep enough men in the ranks for our massive army. More able-bodied men shall serve, and the all-Russian army will grow ever stronger. Don't forget to garrison the the Arctic? Oh, you have a point. Is Iran... Iran is not... I don't think they've been called... No, have they? Okay, they have now. Okay. I mean, elsewhere we're not doing the best, admittedly. But I mean, with these tanks, it almost doesn't matter. Still got some of their armor there. Need to split your tanks? Probably. In fact, hold on. I actually want to do something a little bold. I want to do a big pocket with this. Oh, that's not good. Hopefully our troops can, infantry hold line, tanks hunt for encirclements. I'm doing the hunt for encirclements part right about now. They try to push in, but they can't do it. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. But, that's a lot better now. At this point, hunting for encirclements is just wherever the fuck dog wants to encircle. Yeah, I mean, honestly. I mean, we're not even encircling them, and they're just getting overrun anyway. Let's plead to free Europe. Brothers and sisters of Europe, the struggle for liberation of all our sacred continent is at hand. As the all-Russian army marches bravely westward. To face Wehrmacht, we call upon all free peoples of Europe to support our great struggle against the Reich by any means that they can. Only when free Europe is united together can we free our continent from Nazi repression, ensure that the future of this ancient land will be one of freedom and prosperity not only for our children, but our children's children. On Ireland, don't let me down. What are you ladies waiting for? Christmas? Major Chernyshchev screamed. Let's get moving! Go, go, go! Frantically, Nikolai tried to keep up for his unit. Screaming clouds of artillery fire blotted out the sun and crashed upon the earth, drumming and drumming. Beneath his boots, the muddy soil shifted and writhed as an angry rumble of tanks roared all around him. Quickly raising his rifle, Nikolai put another German flat back on his back with a sharp crack. Kolya, the fucking Kamchatkins will be in Moscow before you. Move your ass! Moving towards them, Nikolai saw yet another groaning row of panzers, infantrymen crawling in their furious shadow like ants. Nikolai's gut flipped and squealed as they approached, but he didn't have time to retch. His unit dropped flat on their stomachs as the anti-tank squad loaded up their arms. As he stumbled forward, a hand reached out and seized Nikolai's arm. Kolya, keep down. Can't you see the Germans? Misha, Nikolai was interrupted by the sudden thunder of a tank beside him. It seemed to be burst out of the ground itself. Nikolai screamed and roared over, fumbling uselessly with his rifle. It was only when he saw the two-headed eagle painted upon the side and heard Misha laughing when they realized it was one of theirs. Up, lads! Major Chernyshchev leapt to his feet as the Russian tanks barreled down on the other side of him. Let's kill some krauts! Forwards! With his blood running so hot it felt like fire, Nikolai ran and screamed with his comrades. Hurrah! 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 Above him, as he suddenly felt the rippling scream of jet fighters above him. As Russian falcons darted in between the rumbling flock of German bombers. Rows of tanks crashed down onto another like waves, smokes and flames leaping from the turrets. As the German ants began appearing from beneath their hulking panthers, a storm of Russian gunfire was unleashed. Everything faded from Nikolai's mind, and all he could focus on was making sure his next step was not his last. The battle could rage on for an hour or eternity. Nikolai didn't know. With every step, Moscow draws nearer to the eyes of the Russian people. And then let's try to do that. We're getting a little bit pushed back up here. It's balancing out, I think, though, generally. Jesus Christ, we have talked about fucking division spam on Germany's part. But we're about to God, you know how sometimes in my YouTube series I just fucking I get bored or I want to move on, so I just delete the units and just invade on myself. This is like that, but I'm actually just playing the game normally and I'm just fucking reaming them naturally. This is incredible. I fucking love this. Uh-oh. Let's help our boys out. Get them out of that little pickle they're in. And then I'll see if I can push with these guys a little bit. We are out of manpower, though. That is not good. Looking forward to Huchengrad last. Hey. The lack of manpower is not good. And how are they? How's Germany doing with manpower? They have, that's deployed. It's not, I think that's, is that reserve? Might not be reserve. I think it might just be, and that's an encirclement. You guys just hold a line there. And just like that, we were about to take Astrakhan back. I'm just knocking out Untitled Chapters. Oh, man. Units with no men in them really do be stomping on the German Colossus. We have a little bit of manpower now. That's really about it. We're still fucking reaming them. And let's take Paulusburg. Muscovian is starting to fall apart. The Rusland is doing a bit better. But now we have Volgograd once again. Oh Jesus, this front line is fucking stretched out. So is this one. Let's redo this a little bit. You guys can take this front line. I think it's time for our armored unit to start of uranium crisis. Oh, Mr. Glenn. Is pulling a move, it seems. It looks like the AI Glenn is not doing as well as it probably could be. Probably honestly should be watching my TNO Glenn series because I figure out how to do that well. I have to cheat through the NASA stuff, but everything else I do fine. Poor science, man. I know, he's not having a good time. The UK agrees to send aid. Wonderful. And, next, let's, give the brave sons of Russia. Well, all Russian armies, mighty enough as it is, we can't forget that Wehrmacht outnumbers us. Well, so far they do. Thus, the only way to conscript the vast armies of the counter the vast armies of the Nazi Reich is to conscript more brave young men into the ranks of the all-Russian army. For every brave son of our motherland they knock down, those bastards will discover 100 more vengeful men waiting for them with their rifles fixated between their eyes. We also forgot about research, but I'm... quite frankly, I can't give a damn about research. I think Ireland might have let us down. Let's just sort of do a tentative one for this. Okay, I'm joining the UVF now. Shit, man. I don't even know what that means, but that probably is bad. Well, shows how desperate times have gotten to. Uh-oh. Damn, Glenn back. What a wuss. Dang it, Glenn. I had more hope. I had higher hopes for you. I'm now convinced AI doesn't know how to do most things. He doesn't know how to handle John Glenn. Although if I do somehow get the fucking NASA, the Mars super vet, I'm going to be very happy. I'm going to pull into a war. Good 30,000, 5,000 worth of Brits right next to my capital. Nice! Watching those red overrun pops gets me progressively hot. Hey, now, this is a family stream. We can't go saying things like that. I mean, you're correct. I'm experiencing the same phenomenon, but we can't say that out loud. And goddamn it, I think we're getting in there. I think you boys can stop. Sailing to the north. There is. That is honestly very tempting. But Moscow's in sight, boys. Recording. I know it doesn't win me the war, but it makes me feel good. In recent weeks, no city has had more attention than the infamous city of Moscow. The center of German rule in Eastern Europe and as former capital of the Russian nation, Moscow was a prime objective for the Russian armies marching westwards. Momentum has shifted to the Russian side of the conflict, with the city falling into Russian hands. While the Germans are far from out of war, their ability to reclaim Moscow remains slim. The city's fall has become a highly publicized event outside of the Reich, where many see Moscow's liberation as the beginning of the end of a bloc. Within the German bloc, senators are hard at work preventing the spread of news regarding the significant defeat. Regardless, throughout this German sphere, voices of dissent are rapidly starting to rise as doubt has begun to spread among the German public. Moscow is beyond us. Moskva Nova. No, sir. Germans offer Western Russia. Nah, let's keep going. Although, Germans demand white peace. Oh, we can turn this around. Get the fuck out of here. Haha. That was cute. White peace. Alright, but I'm going to take some time for us to regroup. So, for our YouTube people, liberation is coming, don't you worry. But we'll be back with it next time.